All right, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. This is GMS Precepts, Nazar Khud here. And yeah, so I want to get into a situation. It's pretty, my last video was similar to this. As you can see in the title, it says "Stealing to Survive." More Americans shoplifting food as aid runs out during the pandemic. Now, like I said, the last video I did, it dealt on the food pantries. They're reaching crisis level, um, all around this country because you have these food pantries. They're running out of food to give the people to the less fortunate or whatever, and things are getting bad. Once it's like a chain, it's like a domino effect. If people aren't able to get food from food banks, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna steal. All right, I'll read the title again. Stealing to survive. People are starting to steal to survive. It says more Americans are shoplifting food as aid runs out during the pandemic. All right, let's read a little bit of this. It says early in the pandemic, uh, Jew Park noticed a worrisome shift at the market he manages near downtown Washington. At least once a day, he'd spot someone slipping a package of meat, a bag of rice, or other food into a shirt or under a jacket. Diapers, shampoo, and laundry detergent began disappearing in bigger numbers too. Okay, so that's what's going down. You have a lot of people that are starting to resort to stealing. Okay, and it's shoplifting as far as this food. Once it's going to become a bigger and bigger and bigger problem once the times start getting worse, because that's where we're approaching. All right, no matter what what the news tells you, what you see on the news or in the media, it's getting bad and it's only going to get worse. Okay, through the spirit, starting with our apostles, GMS, we've been saying this. It's gonna get bad out here. Okay, and like I said, 2020. You people, once 2021 hits, you people are gonna start begging. You know, 2021 is right around the corner. We got a few weeks left before these years over. Um, 2021, young niggas, you people are gonna look back at 2020, wishing for the days of 2020, man. Okay, you're gonna realize 2020 wasn't as bad as it is once 2021 hits the scene, right? Like I said, it's a trigger, it's a domino effect. The reason why people are starting to steal from stores is because a lot of people lose. Not only are the food banks um, uh, running out of, or the food pantry running out of food and aid to give the people, to the less fortunate, people are starting to lose their jobs at a higher rate, at a higher clip, right? It says, this is from, what's this? This is CNBC. You can't see it, but it's up here. This is from CNBC.com. It says, jobless claims rise more than expected after break from holiday. Okay, let's look at this number. Weekly jobless claims increased by 853,000 last week versus the Dow Jones estimate of 730. The total represented a sharp rise from the 716,000 a week ago. Okay, so guess what? You've got more people that are becoming jobless after the break, and they expected jobless claims to rise, but not at the amount that it did. Okay, now when you have jobless claims rising, what happens? People start to get desperate. All right, the first thing they start to do is look for food. Okay, stealing to survive. More Americans shoplifting as aid runs out, as they lose more jobs. Okay, and one thing, I wanna mention this as well. Spirit had my brother do a show about the people that benefited from this I don't want to call it a pandemic, this plandemic. Okay, you have a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of individuals that benefited from this pandemic. I believe since this started, um, there have been 30 over 30. I believe it's like 31 new billionaires. Okay, 30 to 31 billionaires. Because, like I said, you have a lot of people that are benefiting from this pandemic. When when people are like, so money is similar to power, right? Power is never lost; it's just transferred. Right now, Esau, they have the power. That power was taken away from the nation of Israel and given on to the other nations. Right now, Esau has their turn at the power. We can see through prophecy. We can see, spiritually, that Esau is losing their power and Israel is starting to gain their power. How are we gaining our power now? We're coming back into our true heritage. That's the beginning of Israel regaining a foothold um, of that power back, man. Right? But like I said, money is similar to power, right? So money is never, you know, money's never really lost. It's just transferred to other people, right? Like when you, for instance, when when you have money in the stock market, you lose money. That money just doesn't disappear. It goes to somebody else. Okay, so it's the same situation with this pandemic. You have a lot of people that lost jobs as a result of losing their jobs. They lost a lot of money. Okay, but where did that money go? It went to the super rich. Okay, that's why we call this a pandemic, because people orchestrated this, the super rich orchestrated this at the top to become more rich. Okay, because their ultimate goal is they want to get rid of the middle class and they want to have two classes, the super rich and the super poor. Okay, so um yeah, so the job looks same. So yeah, I was going into the billionaires. My brother did a video on the amount of billionaires that be or people that became billionaires, and there's, I believe, 30 new billionaires. Okay, Elon Musk, for example, he went from a net worth of 20 billion, and he increased that amount to 90 billion. Okay, 92, 94 billion, or something crazy like that. Jeff Bezos, he increased his wealth. Okay, meanwhile, you have people that are losing money, losing jobs, okay, and have to resort to stealing to survive, okay? Stealing to survive, okay? So this whole shoplifting thing is going to be a common trend, okay? And like I said, we said this through the Spirit, starting with our apostles, Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter goes into that, when it says the grinding shall cease, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and you shall not rise at the sound of the of the, I believe it says the crow. I'm paraphrasing. Okay, right? And what does that represent? That represents a loss of jobs. All right, a lot of people are gonna lose their jobs, and it's gonna get real bad, right? So the other article I have here is from New York. What is this? New York. This is from CBS.com. CBS New York. COVID-19 pandemic driving homelessness in NYC to record levels. Now, it's funny, I was watching this brother's video. You can't see it. GMS class of, excuse me, Classic Kings Da. Homelessness. You can't see the whole title. But it says, homelessness in the state of Israel. How come? Leviticus 25 and 8 and 13. So, you got a lot of homelessness is increasing. Okay? Not only here in America, but all over the world in Israel, which it shouldn't be. If they're, considered the real people of God, if they're the true Israelites, there should be no, all these things that are happening right now shouldn't be, right? But right here, pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic driving homelessness in NYC to record levels. The Bronx, it might say the Bronx has the biggest homeless crisis. I know Cali homeless crisis is pretty bad. They got like tent cities. Let's look into this. It says the advocates call the numbers astronomical. They say for the first time, the number of single adults sleeping in the city Department of Homeless Services shelters reached more than 20,000. That includes an all-time record of 15,000 single men and a near record of 4,800 single women in October, the latest statistics available. All of this is according to the Campaign for NY Housing, a coalition of advocacy groups. So it's getting bad. I wanted to see if they said in what area in particular. It doesn't look like it says in a certain area in particular. I know the Bronx has a real bad problem, or always has, as far as recently, with homelessness. Okay, all right, but right. So this is just a sign of the times, man. All right, pandemic. It's saying this homeless situation is hitting record levels, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Why? Because we're reaching a very bad time. You know what? Let me close it out on that one. I believe it's Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30 and 6. I'm sorry. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that it is none like it. Now, what does it mean that it's a great day? Does it mean it's a happy, joyful day? No. It means it's gonna be great in atrocity, great in peril, great in destruction, great in suffering. Okay, it tells you in Daniel's and in Matthew's 24th chapter that there is not gonna be a day like the days that we're approaching. Okay, the Most High didn't just say that just to say it. The Lord, when He was speaking to the disciples, didn't say it just to say it. He said it because that's what's actually going to happen. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Now, as far as the homeless people that are driving New York City to record levels, majority of those are what? Israelites. Okay? The ones that are losing the jobs, the majority of those are Israelites. Okay? The ones that are stealing food to survive, I guarantee you, the majority of those people that are doing that are Israelites. So we are in the beginning stages, early stages of the time of Jacob's trouble. But guess what? Let me finish this. It says, but he shall be saved out of it. And who's the he? The he is referring to the elect. The elect are going to be saved out of these hard times that we're in, right? But I'm going to close it on this. It's a 65, I believe. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump down to the point. Isaiah 65 and 13. It says, therefore thus saith the Lord power. See, this is why the elect do not have to worry about, starving or anything like that. Why? Because they're going to be protected. The elect are always going to be protected, right? Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore thus saith the Lord power. Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall hunger. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay? So, what is that saying? The Lord, okay, the Most High, Yahawah, He's going to what? He's going to always protect His servants. He's always going to protect His elect. Alright? You know what? One more, if it be the Lord's will. I just thought of another one. I believe it's 37 or 34. This one I gotta look for. Give me a sec. Let me Here it is. I found it. This is Psalms 37 and this is Psalms 37 and 25. This whole chapter is bad. You could read this whole, this whole chapter is good, but I just thought of this one in particular, right? So this is Psalms 37 and 25. I have been young and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. Okay? So the righteous don't have to worry about starving to death. Okay? Because the scriptures say, Lamentations, I believe is the fourth chapter, the third chapter. Starving is a bad way to go out. Okay? It says, the scriptures say it's better to die by the sword than to die of hunger. Okay? Because what happens is what your flesh eats itself away. All right, it's a violent way to go out, right? But the elect don't have to worry about that. Why? Because the Most High is always going to protect His elect. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'll leave the articles in the description box. Lord willing, you brothers were edified. Brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, shalawam.